Once again to my YouTube channel. My name is Benga Adeyemo. I'm a Microsoft Certified Trainer, and I'm also a Microsoft Certified Power BI Data Analyst Associate. On this channel, I'm going to be sharing a lot of Power BI videos that's going to upgrade your Power BI skills to the next level. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. There are a lot of interesting videos in this channel. For example, query parameters, how you can multiply multiple columns in Power BI, and a whole lot of other interesting videos. I share real life examples and use cases of how you can use different Power BI functionalities to make your work better and easier. Today, I come again with a very interesting topic, which is SQL views. And in this video, I'm going to show you how SQL views, how they work with Power BI, how you can how you can connect your SQL view to Power BI. I'm going to show you how the group by and the order by works with SQL view, and how you can create SQL view, and why you should even create SQL view. What is the reason for creating SQL view in the first place? Now let's start. In simple terms, SQL view is like a saved query, right? And when I say saved query, when you write your select star from sales table, for example, that is a query. And the way view works, right, is it works like a saved query. That is, when you are creating a view, you use the select statement either to return the entire table or to apply some aggregations or probably to hide some columns that you don't want some stakeholders to see, right? Because maybe those information are highly sensitive, or the information that should not be shared anyhow within the organization because of their level of their level of priority and how sensitive that they are. For example, your social security number, health information, health care information of patients, another, maybe like salaries and things like that that should not be shared with everybody, right? So you want to protect some information, from some people, and you don't want them to see those information. That is, some reasons why we create SQL View, right? With SQL View, you can query it like the way you query your normal database table. The way you say, let's start from this also table, where XYZ equals to 1, something like that. You can treat your, view the way you also treat your normal, SQL database tables, right? In case you want to write some complex logic, right? You can, add complex logic with view. Maybe what I said earlier, you don't want users to see some particular columns and all of those things. Maybe you want to even do some joins from different tables, to bring in a new table to create a new table, something like that. You can use views. And you don't even want the users to see all the complex logic behind, behind the creation of that view, right? You can just create a view and apply those complex logic, those joins and all of those things, and the users are not going to query the view. They cannot see the logic behind the view. Interesting, right? Now another good thing about view is that view simplifies data access. It simplifies. You don't need to do a lot of complex things to protect some part of the data. You can choose to add or remove some columns, and with that, it simplifies data access. I'm going to open my SSMS, and I'm going to show you how you can create a simple view. It can grow from very simple, very basic to something more complex, depending on the logic you want to use in creating your view. So how do you create a view? I'm going to click on. So I've already opened my SSMS, no need for the paparazzi or connecting to database, and connecting to my server rather. So I have my databases here opened, and I'm dealing with this database called transactions, and I have a table called sales. And I'm going to just say select star to select top 1000 from sales, and I don't need all of this. I want to see the entire rows that I have. So select star from sales, and I'm going to execute, and I can see all the rows. I have 15,001 rows in this table, right? Now, let's say I want to now create a view. I will start with saying create view. I'm going to give my view a name, and I will call it sales channel 1. Now, we have 4 sales channels in this scenario. We have sales channel 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the assumption is that there are different sales managers, let's say regional sales managers or zonal sales managers in charge of these different channels, right? One channel is for online sales, one is for in-store. If for people that want to go inside the store physically, we have some other 2 sales channels. But let's say I want to give the zonal manager of sales channel 1, I want to give the guy access to only the sales data that is granular, that is pertaining to only his own sales channel. And I don't want him to see the sales figures for the other sales managers in different other channels. So I can say create view. I give my view a name because it's a sales data for channel 1. And I'm going to say as, and I will say select, right? Select star from sales, right? Where the channel key, is equals to 1, right? And I'm going to run this. I click on execute, and now my view has been created. Now let me query my view just the same way I query my database. It's the same way I'm also going to query my view, so that the logo is a little bit different from the logo of a database table. I'm going to double click here, and I'm going to execute. Now you see that it's only giving me the sales figures, the granular sales figures based on channel key 1 alone. So I can throw this, I can give this to the manager to extract data, to do some reporting, some analysis with that, and it would only deal with, well, the only thing he's going to see is he's not going to see the entire data inside the sales table. So the only thing that the guy is going to see is just information pertaining to its own sales channel. It's interesting. It simplifies data access, right? Now, I can decide to make this a little bit more complex. So let's say I want to edit my view, and I want to make some changes. I want to add more logic, to my view. I'm going to just say alter view, and I'm going to call the name of the view that I want to alter, which is the channel, sales channel 1. And I'm going to say as, right? I can make it a little bit more complex. Maybe I want to just highlight some columns. I don't want him to see the entire thing. So I can say now, select, I can say select order ID, select order ID, select order dates, select order dates, maybe unit costs, or probably I also want to see price. I also want him to see maybe other quantity. That's the only thing I want him to see. I'm just going to say from, I'm going to say from sales, right? And that is what I want to, I want to edit my view, right? Successful. I'll select again now. I'm only seeing the columns that I selected, right? So you can always alter your view from time to time, so that you can modify it, you can change it, you can add some columns, you can remove some columns depending on what you want and what you want to do. So this is an example of how you can modify or alter your view. Now the next thing is, then I'm going to show you how view works with the order by and the group by. The order by and the group by. Let's see how it happens. So let me go to my slide. Now that you understand what is a view, you understand that you can query a view, like we query your table, simplifies data access, and also what's the last one that I have here? You can, if you want to hide complex, maybe you are doing some joins or you don't want people to see all of the tables you are bringing in your joins from, you can also use view to accomplish that. So does group by and order by work in SQL views? Whether you are creating a new view or you are modifying an already existing view, I would say yes, they work, but the way the two works is different. Now, the group by works, no issues with the group by. The group by works with the SQL view, but the way order by works with SQL view is a little bit tricky. So For the group by, let's say you are performing some aggregations or you're summarizing data. For example, the group by will work. But for the other by does not usually work with view. So, but the only scenario where the other by can work with view is probably when you are using the top. Now you say to select top 10, select top 20, and all of those things. Okay, let's go back to my SSMS. And drink some water. Then I will come here. I'm going to alter again. Say alter view, right? Oh, I have to call out the name of the view, sorry. Channel, sales channel 1 as, and I'll say select order, oh, sorry about that. Select order ID, select order date. Now let's say I want to do some applications now, and I will say this one, unit price, or unit cost is what I have, sorry. Unit cost multiplied by the order quantity, right? And I'll call this total cost, right? I have another one, the price multiplied by the order quantity. The order quantity as my total sales, right? Now, and I say from the sales table, and I can now use my group by here to say group by the order ID and the order date. So let's say I want to group it by the order ID and the order date, right? And I'm going to now execute. Now I will get error. And the reason why I'm going to get error is because I'm grouping it by the order date and the order ID, right? So that means that I have to actually put an aggregator here. So because this one is like, if I want, I'm only going to say multiply this by this if I want the row by row data. But I'm grouping by, I have to use an aggregator now. So I'm not going to say, I'm not going to put sum in front of this, right? It should sum up whatever the multiplication is for each other date and at the same time the other ID. So I'm also going to do that for this one too, right? So I'm going to say to sum up whatever the multiplication of, oh my God, sorry about this, guys. So I'll say sum, open brackets, price, right? Price, yeah. Price multiplied by this, and I'm going to close bracket here, right? And now I can run my alter again. I can run my alter again, successful. Then I'm going to execute, right? So now I can see by each other ID and the other dates, I can see my total sales and total cost, and I've grouped by the other ID and the other dates. Now let's now see, can I use order by in this scenario? So let's say I say order by, right? If I say order by, it should order by probably, let me try and order by total sales, order by total sales. Is this going to work? It's giving me an error. So the order by does not work like so easily like that with the view. So what I can do in this scenario now, if I want to use order by, right, with group by, so I can alter this view again. Probably what I'm going to do now is, let me do another alter. I will do alter view. I'll come here, I'll paste this as, so let's say I can say select, oh, don't even, I don't need to worry about it. Let me just say select top, let's say select top 10. Select top 10 this, blah, blah, blah. Order by this. Let's go now. This is going to work, right? Because I use the top 10. I use top. So when you want to use the order by, it works well when you are using top. And I mean, if you want to create a view, right? So now that it works, let me see what the new result is going to look like. And now you have seen it now, right? You have seen it now, right? So the order ID, so this top 10 order ID by their order dates total cost and total sales, right? Top 10, don't forget, it's just top 10, right? And it has, summed up and multiplied this and give the final aggregate on this row, right? Interesting. So now that I have this, I've shown you how the group by works with view, and I've shown you how the order by works in view. Whether you are creating a new view or whether you are modifying or altering an existing view, right? So how does view work with Power BI? Let's go to my slide now. Let's go to my slide. Now, the way you query your normal database table, your view like that. Now you've seen that, right? Before we even go into that, let me show you something. I was talking about the order by, right? There are some times that if the order by does not work, right? What you can do is that you can create your view and now apply the order by when you are querying your view, right? When you are querying your view. So let's say, for example, let me go back again. I've created this view, right? So let me move to 10 and just return it back to what it was. Oh, what's the problem here? As this. Oh, let me remove the other by. Sorry. Yeah. So now I go back here, I execute, right? Okay, let's start from this, execute. See, looks good. So let's now say the other by, I could not use it here because I'm not doing top anything, right? So I will just now say select start from. Let me just bring it down here. Let me bring it down here. So let's start from this, and we cannot this. You now see order by total underscore sales. Order by total underscore sales. Then you now execute. You see now. So I can even say ascending or descending. I can say descending, and I'm going to execute, and it has done. So I can use the order by after I created the view. So in case I cannot do the order by while creating the view, I can still use the order by after creating the view. Now let's go back to what I was about talking about, which was about Power BI. Now, how does the view work with Power BI? So I said earlier that the way you query your normal database table is the same way you can query your view. You can even apply where clause and do all those things on your view, just like the way you do on your tables. So depending on the storage mode, Power BI works with view. You can you can select stuff from your view while connecting to SQL Server. Perfect. But now the question now is that when you create a view, if you make any changes to your view in your SSMS, does it automatically reflect in your Power BI desktop? So it does not automatically reflect. It depends on the storage mode. So for direct query, it automatically updates. You see the new data, you see the changes, because direct query is connected to the database live, right? As compared to the import mode. So for the import mode, it's only when you do a manual refresh or a schedule refresh that you will see some columns that you probably added when you are altering or modifying your view, or the ones that you've removed, right? But for direct query, you can only see that probably it might be automatic. Sometimes it depends, and sometimes it might be when you are interacting with the data in your Power BI desktop. That's when you will see that there have been some changes. But there's a small problem here. In case you have used some of the columns, you have referenced them while creating some of your DAX calculations or some of your visualizations. You have drag and drop on some charts from those, and you modify. And those columns do not exist again in your altered view, your modified view. It's going to affect your visuals, and you probably have to start doing stuff again and again. So that is the difference between the storage mode, the import mode, and the direct query mode in the context of views. So yes, you can connect your Power BI to your view. Some people say yes, some people say it is no. So let's test it out. So I'm going to open my Power BI. I already have it open here to make it very easy, so that we don't have to be waiting and waiting. And I'll say SQL Server. Interesting. And I would say I'm going to enter my what's it called? My server name. right? And the name of my database is transactions. And I'll come here and I will say select star from sales channel 1. Perfect. And I will say, okay, nice. Then I made a mistake here. Transactions. I know it's going to bring an error. I know it's going to bring some error. So it's supposed to be transactions. Yeah. And this one is this the SQL Express. And I'll say select star from sales channel 1. Right? And I'll press OK. And I'm going to press OK. And yeah, connect, of course. Connect. Yes, I know. Inscription. And now you are going to see this, right? You're going to see this. You see, I can even say transform. And even in my transform, I can still modify, right? I can use my order by and do all those things. The way I normally would interact with my what's it called? With my database table, right? So I have this here now. I can go back to the source setting button here, and I can still see order by what? By total underscore sales as descending, right? Descending, and I click on OK. And now you see the new results. So guys, I've come to the end of this video. The summary of this video is number 1. I've explained what is SQL View. I created one for you in SSMS. I even modified and altered the SQL View. I edited it for you to see how you can update it, right? I've showed you how the group by works with, actually, I've showed you how SQL View works with the group by and the order by, and I've also showed you how the SQL View works with Power BI, right? So I've come to the end of my video, guys. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe so that you can enjoy more Power BI videos like this. Thank you, guys. See you in my next video. God bless you. Bye.